Most of us know that cybersecurity is at the top of many organizations' priority lists. They need to build security programs that can keep their data safe while staying on top of the changing threat landscape. So, what should an organization do if they want to build a new security program or improve one that they already have in place? Well, just like with anything, you start with the foundation. In this case, that's the framework. A well-designed framework should highlight every aspect that the rest of your security program should follow. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of what goes into a framework, we should go over the 4 key components that every security program needs to operate as a healthy system. The first capability is the ability to define security. This definition usually involves the security program's documentation. This includes things like the program's scope, policies, charter, standards, processes, and the framework. The second capability is the ability to regularly measure against this established definition. This is sometimes called the risk management program. These measurement activities are meant to evaluate the current environment based on the established documentation. The third capability is to take information from these measurement activities and use it to make informed decisions. This is all about the communication system. How is a security team taking what they found in their measurement activities to organizational decision makers? Finally, a security program should be able to execute on any decisions that have been made. If something in the security program needs to change, the security team has to be able to execute it. How all of these 4 components come together and are implemented, and most importantly, how they work together, determine the health of your overall security program.
A framework is basically the suite of requirements that drive your security program. It should be in basically everything that program needs to be, effectively should be represented by that suite of requirements.
Given that your security program framework is vital to the definition of your overall security effort, there's really no argument about the fact that it's important. So why do organizations and the security professionals that develop these programs often forget this crucial first step?
Oftentimes our clients or potential clients come to us because they're having issues scaling their security program or closing deals, and they do not have the internal knowledge or resources to build their framework.
One of the most common mistakes that organizations make is using a single best practice framework as their overall security program framework, which can lead to a messy definition of security. The most effective frameworks draw from multiple best practice requirements, not just one. It's like trying to build a house in California without thinking about the location-specific or city-specific requirements for the house. Maybe you're building a beachfront property. In that case, you have to think about what would happen if a tsunami hit, which you wouldn't have to think about if you were building your house further inland.
A big mistake that clients make when they're building their framework is they'll align to a single control set instead of doing an in-depth review of the business to identify requirements based on geography, industry, and other requirements that may be impacted by their product or service offering.
A successful security program incorporates your company's goals into it. Consider your industry and your business requirements. Security doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's like trying to build that beachfront house and you followed all the building codes, but you haven't thought about where to put the window to take in the great view. So now that you know what a framework is and some of the common mistakes that companies make when they're trying to build it, how do you implement your framework into your environment?
First, if you haven't done it before, bring in a trusted partner to help guide you that has. It's just like you wouldn't build the overall architectural plans for a house without bringing in an expert that knows how to actually do it. It's really, really important. It's not brain surgery. However, it's the first step in building a healthy security program. If you haven't done it before, if that first step is wrong, everything that comes after it is going to be generally not too good. So that would be the first thing. The next thing to really focus on is focusing on making it all inclusive of everything that's needed in order to make a healthy security program within your organization. And everything needed is things like the overall business requirements, overall, any competitive advantage, differentiators for your company. Make sure those are embedded into the requirements that drive your program, cultural alignment with your organization, and then our good old security requirements. You need to make sure that it has the overall suites of requirements for the different areas that your business must align to.
Yeah, so at CISOSHARE, we'll look at your business in a way that you won't look at yourself. So we're going to identify the different factors by asking questions that you may not ask of yourself. And those answers are what leads to developing your security framework.
And that's it for this video. Hopefully you have everything you need to build and implement the right framework for your organization.